Hey everyone, what's up? I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to my channel, EmpathOasis. If you are coming back, thank you so much for your continued support. If you are new, I'm so glad to have you here. For today's reading, we are going to be doing it on the topic of what is the tea of those who took you for granted. So the intention I set with this reading is in regards to connections that you've either disconnected yourself from, or you're in the process of disconnecting yourself from, or you've put space between you and this person. You've enforced stronger boundaries because these connections were one-sided. If this person is still in your life, you are no longer giving to this connection the way you did in the past. If you are in the process of disconnecting from these people, you can use this reading to see where things are headed for you in the future with this relationship once you finally disconnect. For this video, I have two options for you guys. Before you make your selection though, I do want to give you a little background for each one of these options. For group one, I have a statue of Selket. This is actually the goddess I am named after. I know a lot of people growing up, they thought my mom made up my name, or when I tell them my name, they don't think it's a real name, but I am named after this goddess. She is an Egyptian goddess. She is a goddess of magic, of wisdom, or some call her the goddess of the library. She is a healer. She can heal all types of venomous poisons except for the poison or the venom of a scorpion, but she wears a scorpion as her headdress. She's also the goddess of childbirth. She was assigned to protect King Tut's intestines. If you know anything about how the dead were prepared in ancient Egypt, I believe most of the deities, gods and goddesses, they were assigned different organs of the deceased, and she was a guardian, or she protected the intestines. Her name also translates to the breath of life, and she is also the goddess of art and music. For group two, I have this mask of Kali. This is a Hindu goddess. She is called the destroyer of evil. She is the protector of the innocent. She slays demons and evildoers by beheading them, and she wears their head as a necklace or on her clothing to strike fear in those that she comes after. She is a goddess of ultimate power, destruction, change, and time. She is called the Black One. And I've also read that she was considered or compared to like Mother Earth, like she is considered the mother of all living things. When you guys are ready, you can take a deep breath and then pick whichever object you feel most drawn to. If you need more time, you can always pause the video. Timestamps will be available in the caption. Hey group one, if you chose the Selket statue, welcome to your reading for what is the tea on those who took you for granted. This will be like a life update on what's going on with these people since you either cut them off, enforce stronger boundaries, stop giving to these one-sided connections, or this will give you a look into the future of this relationship or this person's life once you do completely cut them off or enforce stronger boundaries. So first, I want to take a look at with this group how these people took you for granted. This will help you guys identify whether or not you picked an accurate pile. If the things I describe in this reading do not resonate with what you went through with this person, you can try the other option. But let's see what's coming through for you guys. Okay, so for this group, I pulled 7 of Pentacles reversed, 4 of Torches reversed, 5 of Swords reversed, and 8 of Swords reversed. So how did they take you guys for granted? Only take what resonates? I feel like a lot of these people, they fail to recognize or acknowledge and appreciate how supportive you guys were to them. I feel like this group is extremely supportive of this person or these people's goals, their dreams, their businesses, if they were entrepreneurs, or their projects. I feel like you guys provided these people with a really strong support system, and I feel like they failed to recognize how rare it was to have someone like that in their life, who genuinely wanted to see them win, who was genuinely selfless, when it came to your time and your energy. I feel like some of these people, they may have put a lot of time and energy into certain things that failed to yield the results that they wanted. And I feel like you guys gave them hope. You guys were that voice, that driving force behind them getting motivated again. You guys were inspiration to them to not give up, to be patient with the process and not to doubt themselves. I feel like being connected to you provided these people with a great amount of confidence. What these people fail to realize is that there are very few people out there that are going to have good intentions around them, or who genuinely give to them without having some kind of ulterior motives or selfish motivation by connecting themselves to them. I even feel like some of these people may have had a lot of manipulative energy or manipulative people around them. You guys acted almost like a shield that would protect them from this manipulation or from people who were deceptive. I feel like, you guys had a lot of great insight. Maybe you were significantly older than this person, or you just had more wisdom around certain things than they did, and you really helped them see the truth around a lot of the situations in their life or the connections that they had. Whether or not you guys were related or not, or if you were dating this person or not, I'm hearing you guys were a genuine friend to this person. I feel like these people took for granted how good your heart was. They took for granted how good your intentions were. If you guys worked with this person, if you collaborated with them on a project, I feel like these people took for granted the fact that, oftentimes there might have been scenarios where they weren't really pulling their weight, and you guys really picked up the slack for these people. When these people were not doing what they were supposed to do, you had them covered. When these people failed to fulfill their responsibilities, when they were overwhelmed with their life, you took on a lot of their burdens to help relieve some of their stress. And I feel like a lot of you were not the type who would throw it back in their face. I feel like you guys just had a lot of empathy and compassion, and I feel like some of these people took advantage of this. If this was a family member of yours, or someone that you were romantically involved with, or even someone you were married to, I feel like you may have taken on a significant amount of the financial burdens in their life. Like if you guys did live together, you could have taken on the majority of the bills. I feel like this group was just very dependable, you're very responsible, and they just did not appreciate the fact that you knew how to take the lead in that way. Some of these people may have felt entitled to you doing this. They didn't realize this was something you didn't have to do. I feel like they may have just completely glazed over the fact that you did not have to take care of them the way that you did. You did not have to have their back the way that you did. Overall, these people, they struggled a lot with their stability, and it could have been their financial stability, their emotional stability, or their mental stability. And I feel like you guys really were there to help them through a lot of difficult times. If that doesn't resonate, I'm also seeing scenarios here where these people often struggle with a lot of mental confusion or just feeling powerless around certain situations in their life. And you guys were that shoulder to cry on. You guys were that guiding light. You were that logical voice, that voice of rationale. When they were ungrounded or when they were acting out in irrational ways, I'm hearing your guidance, your support, your insight was at the root to their perseverance. It was at the root to their strength. I feel like they pulled a lot of their personal power. They got that from being connected to you. If you guys were related to this person, I feel like they took family for granted as well. I feel like they didn't understand that the type of relationship they had with you, the type of support you provided them was really a blessing, and a lot of people don't even have that. I'm also hearing that these people did not appreciate the fact that you guys were so patient and you were willing to work through your problems with them. You were willing to compromise with them. You were willing to hear them out and listen versus someone who just wants to argue, fight, and be right. I feel like they did not appreciate how much you tried to facilitate cooperative energy in this connection. I'm hearing that they took for granted how forgiving you were. Some of these people even abused this. They knew that you were very forgiving, so they didn't think twice about doing things that could have been harmful or detrimental to you or that set you back because they felt like you'll forgive them anyways. boundaries. I'm also hearing that these people took for granted how honest you guys were with them. I feel like these people did not like the truth. They didn't like harsh truths. Sometimes you guys, the way you expressed your love to them was by giving them the truth, not sugarcoated, because you genuinely wanted to see them win. You genuinely wanted to see them heal and thrive. I feel like these people preferred connections with others who were yes men, or who fluffed up their ego, or just sugarcoated everything, and they did not understand how that was actually very detrimental to their growth. I feel like you guys tried your best to hold these people accountable, or show them how they need to hold themselves accountable. And the way you did it was in a very compassionate way. I feel like you weren't the type that would try to belittle them. Maybe they felt that way. I feel like sometimes when you would speak your truth or try to show them a different perspective, their ego was easily bruised. They had a very fragile ego. They were very insecure. They did not appreciate the tough love. And I'm also seeing that this group, you guys made a lot of sacrifices for this person. And a lot of these people just never acknowledged it. I'm also hearing something about your connections. They benefited off of being connected to you and the connections you had. There were a lot of people who probably wouldn't have even given them the opportunities they had if they were not related to you, or they were introduced to them through you. So let's now take a look at the signs that are coming through with this group. For this person's either sun, moon, rising, Venus, or Mars, these can also be your signs as well. To give you guys that additional confirmation, these messages are meant for you. Leo, Aquarius, Cancer, Venus, which is Libra or Taurus, and Mars, which is Scorpio or Aries. I'm also hearing that these people did not appreciate your insight. I feel like a lot of you were dealing with people who felt like they knew more than you. I'm hearing that there could have been situations where this person may not have understood spirituality or understood how the spiritual world works. They could have been more into science, and they would write you off and disregard your insight, even though you guys had a better understanding or a deeper connection with the spiritual world than they did. Next, I want to take a look at the current tea on their life, or the tea on how their life is going to end up once you do start enforcing stronger boundaries, or you disconnect yourself. For this group, I pulled the full reversed, 7 of Torches, King of Pentacles, and Princess of Cups reversed. So as a result of these people taking this group for granted, the energy that these people now struggle with is their inability to take risks the way that they were able to when they were connected to you. I feel like you guys gave these people a lot of confidence and a lot of reassurance to go after certain things that they normally would not have. And now that you don't have a strong presence in their life, or they don't have access to you the way they used to, I feel like these people have turned into like their own worst enemy. I'm hearing that they allow their anxieties and fears and insecurities to dominate them so much to the point to where they're unable to see or take advantage of opportunities the way they would have when you were around. I'm seeing also that these people are now more susceptible to getting emotionally manipulated and deceived by others. I feel like a lot of these people are constantly dealing with relationships with others that are very emotionally self-centered, very selfish, and this is causing them to realize how lucky they actually were to have someone like you around who was as mature and as supportive as you. A lot of these people, are currently getting taken advantage of, or once you do disconnect, that's what will be happening to them, because they no longer have that protection that you provided while you were in their life. They no longer have that guidance or insight that you provided while you were in their life. I'm also seeing that a lot of these people, their finances are suffering as well. I'm seeing new beginnings and opportunities also getting blocked. I'm seeing that these people are operating more in reckless energy, and it's causing a lot of havoc and damage to their life that wouldn't be happening if you were still present. I feel like these people struggle even more in their personal relationships. I'm seeing a lot of drama, a lot of chaos, a lot of conflict with others. I'm also hearing that people are being turned off by these people. Some of these people only dealt with them because they liked you. They didn't really like this person. And because they knew you loved this person, they kind of tolerated them. I'm also hearing a part of the reasons why they got as many opportunities as they did was because of you. Because the people who gave them these opportunities, they trusted you. So this helped open doors up for them. But now that, you're no longer in their life, you're no longer helping them or connected to them, there's a lack of trust that people have towards this person. Especially if they hear that you fell out with them, it's like they're almost avoiding this person or trying to not associate with this person anymore. I'm hearing that people are seeing how unreliable and how undependable and how irresponsible these people are now that you are not in the picture. I'm feeling like there's a lack of confidence that these people now have in themselves, and they're turning towards things outside of themselves to validate their worth. So they could be becoming more materialistic. They could be putting their value in their public image, putting their value into the accumulation of things, or maybe even going after people who have money or trying to connect themselves to people who have money to validate themselves in some way. They're doing this instead of being accountable or mastering their internal blocks. I feel like these people are putting their energy into all the wrong things to try and reach that level of confidence that they had while they were connected to you. I'm also seeing that there's a lack of emotional fulfillment that these people are feeling in their lives and in their connections. There's a lack of trust that they feel in their lives as well. Either trust within themselves or trust within the people around them. I feel like there's a significant amount of people here who, their self-worth has really gone down the drain because they're not connected to you anymore. Some of these people may have even resorted to becoming extremely promiscuous in search of validation, or they're engaging in more activities that are detrimental to their emotional and mental health. There is this strong feeling of isolation and loneliness that I feel like these people struggle with now because their relationships lack depth, they lack trust, and it feels like the people they're now connected to, the energy that they provide is just unmatched compared to what they had with you. I feel like a lot of these people, they are connecting themselves to very superficial people or people who are very narcissistic. I'm hearing that a lot of their relationships are extremely transactional now. They get discarded pretty often. I feel like these people are having a difficult time healing because they're having a hard time facing the truth about themselves. I'm also hearing that this person's reputation is getting ruined or it's been tarnished now that you are not connected to them. I'm hearing that they have a pretty bad reputation in business. Some people are even realizing that these people are people they should avoid in business because of how emotionally unstable they are. I feel like these people, now that you're not in their life, they tend to spiral a lot because they don't have the coping skills, they don't have that support that you provided. So next I want to take a look at how they're actually feeling towards you right now. For you guys, I pulled Princess of Swords, Strength, and Three of Torches reversed. So the Princess of Swords is definitely about seeing the truth to a situation now that they are not connected to you, now that they don't have access to you the way they used to. A lot of these people are seeing the truth that a lot of their personal power and a lot of their strength actually came from you. A lot of their confidence came from you. A lot of their opportunities were because of you. This person is clearly seeing now the lack of growth and lack of progress in their life now that you are not connected to them, or now that you have enforced strong boundaries and you are not pouring into them the way you used to. I'm seeing that these people are struggling with a lot of anxiety or feeling overwhelmed, wondering if they will ever have this type of energy back in their life, if they will ever have access to this type of energy, if they'll ever meet someone like you again. if you two will ever make up or reconnect, there is this realization of how strong and how powerful you guys actually are. And there's this realization of how much they actually needed you this whole time. I feel like some of these people had convinced themselves that you needed them, but they're realizing that it was actually the other way around. The Three of Torches reverse represents someone who is haunted by their past behavior with you. There's a lot of regret around the lack of foresight that they had with how much of an impact losing this connection would actually have on their life. I feel like a lot of these people took credit for things that you did or the things that you provided, and they're realizing now that you are no longer a strong presence in their life that they actually failed to give credit where credit was due. I'm also seeing that a lot of these people could now have a really strong urge to express to you how they messed up and how they did not recognize what a blessing you were to their life. I did pull some additional clarifiers around their feelings so we can get more details. I'm a piece of shit. I lied when I said I didn't care. Your energy pulls me in. You bring out a side to me I don't like to acknowledge. We need to talk. I miss laughing with you. You are stronger than me. You set me on fire. Some of these people are realizing they don't have the same motivation, inspiration, or even the same creativity that they had when you were in their life. I don't know where to begin. I'm living a lie, and I feel like you deserve more. Okay, group one, I hope that this reading resonates with you. I hope that it was helpful to you in your healing. If this reading did resonate with you, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Also, leave a comment if you feel inspired to. When you leave a comment, that helps me pull in more of your energies so I can provide you guys with more accurate readings in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm now going to move on to group two. Bye. Hey group two, if you picked the Kali mask, this is your reading. This reading will be like a life update on those who took you for granted, that you disconnected yourself from, or that you've put up stronger boundaries with, if they are still in your life. Or this can give you a look into the future of what these people's lives will be looking like once you do actually disconnect yourself from them, if you were in the process of doing that. So first, I want to take a look at how this group took you guys for granted, and then we'll take a look at how that's now impacting their life, or how it will impact their life in the future. If during the first part of this reading this doesn't sound like what you went through, you can go ahead and try group one and see if there are more messages there for you that are more aligned with your situation. But let's see what's coming through for you guys. How they took you for granted. I pulled Nine of Pentacles, the Empress reverse, the Tower, and Ace of Cups. Only take what resonates with you. Whoever this person was that this group was dealing with, I feel like there is this energy of them really underestimating you guys. And they could have done this in several ways. One way I'm seeing is they could have underestimated your confidence or your ability to be just fine on your own. I feel like they did not understand that you didn't necessarily need them, that your love for them was not out of necessity or desperation, but a choice. And they did not appreciate that. I feel like, when someone truly loves themselves, like you guys do, when you guys choose to connect yourself to somebody from that space of love versus an energy of desperation, the connection tends to be way healthier. It tends to be more real and authentic. I feel like a lot of you guys, you're very confident, you're independent. So if you do choose to welcome someone into your space, welcome them into your life, the way you treat them is going to be a reflection of the love you show yourself. And I really feel like you guys have done a lot of healing or work around self-love. You've done a lot of work around improving yourself. Some of you may not be in a position when it comes to your goals or your career or your finances that you are 100% happy with yet, or you weren't in that position when you were connected to them. The Nine of Pentacles is definitely someone who is working on themselves, who is striving for better, striving to expand, to elevate. And I feel like these people took this for granted about you guys. I feel like the strongest energy coming through when it comes to how this person or this group of people may have taken you guys for granted is in the strength of your character. I feel like you guys in this group, you're truly high valued individuals, but I feel like some of you, with where you may be currently or where you were at in their life when you were connected to them, you may not have accumulated a level of success quite yet that, you know, the average person would recognize without you having to open your mouth. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's a lot of you here who possess a lot of great wisdom, a lot of great knowledge. This can be around spirituality, around mental health, emotional health. Some of you, this could even be around financial planning. Some of you could have a lot of great insight around smart ways to flip your money, invest your money. And because maybe you weren't in a position yet for these people to see the payoff of your wisdom, your knowledge, or your hard work, they didn't appreciate it. They didn't appreciate being connected to this source of information. The Tower card represents someone who is truly enlightened. And I feel like these people failed to see this. They failed to recognize your true value because they were more fixated on the physical world and what you had in that moment, not necessarily where you were headed. I feel like you guys would offer these people a lot of great insight, information around their healing, around finances, around their career, maybe even around breaking out of social norms that they were trapped in, that were making them miserable, that were making them angry. I feel like a lot of this group's advice got disregarded. If that doesn't resonate, I also feel like some of you were dealing with someone who was really focused on that quick come up. They didn't appreciate or value the long game. They didn't appreciate or value planning, organizing, or hard work. A lot of you, I feel like you were dealing with someone who was very materialistic or just very fixated on image. And I feel like these are the type of people who tend to overlook people who are truly high valued because they're looking for value in the wrong places. It feels like there was a lack of appreciation of the journey to success. Like this person just wanted to skip that process. I feel like there's a lot of you here when you were connected to this person with the presence of the Nine of Pentacles. You were or have been working on something that's going to end up paying off for you in a major way in the future. Some of you, it could be paying off for you right now. But when you were in their life, they couldn't see the vision. They didn't realize that you were going to hit this goal. You were going to accomplish big things. It was just a matter of time. I feel like these are the type of people that end up playing themselves because they put importance into the wrong things. I'm also getting this message, if that doesn't resonate with you, that some of you, these people may have taken for granted your beauty or how physically attractive you actually are. Maybe when you were in this person's life or when you were connected to them, social norms or society standards of beauty were not in alignment with how you looked at that time. And you know, beauty standards are always evolving, they're always changing. I'm hearing some of you could have been dealing with someone who could have been colorist and they put value in people based off the complexion of their skin. If you were dating this person, it may have even gone as deep as to this person thinking that they were better than you or they could do better than you based on some physical traits that they did not appreciate that you had that now everyone wants. I do feel like there are some scenarios here where you guys were kind of considered ugly ducklings and then you turn into like a swan. But I don't feel like you really were an ugly duckling. I think that people were just ignorant. But regardless, there's something here about taking for granted how physically attractive you actually were because of some like brainwashing or some ignorance. I'm also hearing that some of you, this person could have taken you for granted or not appreciated you because when you were in their life or you were connected to them, they underestimated your value because maybe you were not in such a fortunate position that they were in. Maybe they came from a family or lifestyle or upbringing that granted them access to certain things. They could have had a lot more support in their life. You know, you guys really had to build from the ground up, something they might not have to have gone through. Some of these people may have even had their success handed to them. Another definition that is associated with the Nine of Pentacles is someone who was spoiled, someone who never really had to take care of themselves. They never understood the strength it takes to start from the bottom and work your way up. Some of you could have gone through a huge upheaval where you maybe hit a rock bottom. You had to pull yourself out of a really bad situation, and they didn't quite understand that or see the value in someone being able to do that because they always had things handed to them. There was like a lack of respect for this group's strength. There was a lack of respect for this group's tenacity. You guys could have also have been working on something or investing your time, energy, or money into something that these people at the time didn't see the value in it. They may have thought your ideas were crazy or you were wasting your time, but in actuality, you guys were trailblazers. You guys were visionaries. You guys were ahead of your time. And it was really about society catching up to you. I'm picking up on a lot of creative and innovative energy with this group that these people took for granted, they didn't appreciate. I'm also hearing some of you could have been very gifted spiritually. You could have been clairvoyant, empathic, psychic. You had a very high level of emotional intelligence that these people didn't see the value in. They may have saw it as a weakness in you, your sensitivity. They may have thought that your art was a waste of your time, that it would never provide you with a life that was fulfilling or successful. I feel like there's a lot of healers here. There's a lot of creative geniuses here. I feel like these people took for granted your willingness to devote your time and energy into mastering your gifts, your crafts, or your talents. I'm also seeing here these people could have taken this group's compassion or empathy for granted. I'm hearing that your empathy, your emotional intelligence, your wisdom, your insight was all meant to be a gift to this person's life if they had treated you better, if they had appreciated you. You guys could have been dealing with people who had a lot of hyper masculine energy where they suppressed a lot of their emotions and they suppressed their spiritual side or didn't even try to explore that. They're very disconnected from themselves and their feminine energy. And when you are disconnected from your feminine energy, regardless of what your gender is or how you identify yourself, you are disconnecting yourself from emotional fulfillment. You are essentially setting yourself up for having a lot of emotional imbalances because of you being so disconnected from yourself. I feel like you guys, there's a lot of you here who are oracles. You guys were meant to help guide this person towards a path, to help them connect to themselves emotionally, to show them how to live a more emotionally fulfilling life, and they didn't realize this. Some of you were meant to be a blessing to this person to help them achieve some of their goals or their financial ambitions, and they just completely fumbled this. I feel like a lot of you were dealing with people who had very big egos. They didn't know how to properly integrate their ego in a way to where it wasn't working against them, and your presence in their life was meant to help show them how to integrate their ego in a healthy way. But it feels like there was a lot of pride here. There was a lot of issues around control. Some of you, I'm hearing that these people took for granted how responsible you were, how reliable you were. They took for granted your patience with them. I feel like some of you were dealing with people who were so consumed with doing anything to get to the top that they did not value trust, loyalty, integrity the way they should have. So let's now take a look at the signs that are coming through with this group for either your sun, moon, rising, Venus, or Mars, or this can be this person's sun, moon, rising, Venus, or Mars, so you guys can have additional confirmation that this spread is your spread. For this group, I pulled Gemini, Cancer, Virgo, Scorpio, Aries, Sagittarius, and Aquarius. Let's now take a look at the T, what is going on in their life, or what will soon be going on in their life as a consequence for taking this group for granted. I pulled Knight of Pentacles reverse, Six of Pentacles reverse, Six of Cups reverse, and Eight of Cups reverse. So with the Eight of Cups reverse and the Six of Cups reverse, we are already seeing there's a lot of emotional problems that these people are now currently dealing with. There's a lot of emotional emptiness. Eight of Cups reverse, to me, I always call this my misery card. It's that person who is just completely lost. They have neglected kind of going within, so there's a lack of emotional fulfillment in their life. And there's a lack of knowing what to do to facilitate healing around this. Six of Cups reverse represents someone who feels haunted by the past. They feel haunted by the way they treated you. For some of you, the way they even discarded you is what I'm hearing. I'm seeing that these people, they're either currently surrounded by a lot of people who lack integrity, who are selfish, who are always trying to get over on someone, or this is what's going to be happening to them in the future once you do disconnect from them completely, or you enforce those boundaries. I'm hearing these people are going to be getting involved with like scams, or they're going to be getting scammed or extorted because they're constantly dealing with greedy or selfish people who were embodying that type of energy of putting value in the wrong things. With the Knight of Pentacles reverse and the Six of Pentacles reverse, I'm seeing that these people are dealing with a lot of financial hardships as well. When you guys were connected to this person, some of you could have been in, positions where this person was doing better than you financially, and in that moment you were kind of down. I feel like these people are going to be experiencing some significant form of financial loss and a lot of confusion with how to get themselves out of this position. If they were connected to you, if they did appreciate the wisdom that you gained from pulling yourself out of these hard times or building from the ground up, they would have been connected to that source of wisdom of how to get themselves out of these bad times themselves. But because they took you for granted, there's a lot of confusion and a lot of feelings of just not knowing what to do. There's a lot of stagnant energy. Or they're in a position to where, they desperately need compassion and empathy and support from those around them. And, because they didn't value that in you, because they took that for granted, they're now in a position to where they wish they still had that. They wish they had someone like you around who was compassionate to what they were going through, that had empathy for their situation. These seem like the type of people who may have surrounded themselves with relationships that were very transactional, and now that they're in a position to where they don't really have anything to offer others, those connections are gone. Those connections have discarded them. I'm seeing that these people are surrounded by a lot of unreliable, disloyal, irresponsible people. I'm seeing that they could be working themselves into the ground. They could be struggling with their physical health. I'm also seeing that these people's physical appearance could have gone downhill a lot too. When you were in their lives, I feel like you guys poured a lot of energy into maintaining your appearance or exercising or eating well or just doing stuff that, helped you look your best. And it wasn't from a vanity standpoint, I don't feel like. I feel like it was just from a standpoint of self-love and just taking really good care of yourself. And when you were in their life, these people probably actually looked a lot better than they do now. I'm also hearing that these people may have taken for granted this group's optimism or your hopefulness. And now without you or having access to you the way they used to, the energy around them feels very heavy, feels very pessimistic, very dark, very hopeless. You provided a lot of optimism, a lot of hope. And if you guys were creative, I feel like you added like color to their life. You made their life less lackluster. And now that you are disconnected from them, or you have enforced stronger boundaries, their life feels more dull. It feels boring. It feels less creative. It feels less fun, less colorful. I'm also hearing that these people, now that they are not connected to you like that anymore, or they don't have access to you the way that they used to because they took you for granted, I'm hearing that they're making really poor financial decisions, poor financial investments, or they're realizing that the insight that you tried to give them, that they ignored, if they had listened to you, they would have been in a much better place financially than where they're at now. I'm hearing that these people, or some of these people, not all of them, some of these people are in a lot of debt now that they're not connected to you. I'm hearing that for some of these people, they used to be in positions of power, but because they abused that power, they're going through some form of financial loss or loss of employment or loss of financial stability due to karma or the consequences of their actions. Let's now take a look at how these people are currently feeling towards you. King of Pentacles, 10 of Cups reversed, 2 of Swords, and 4 of Wands reversed. So I'm seeing a lot of anger in these cards. Either anger towards you, which is like misdirected anger, I feel. You know, it's really anger they have towards themselves, but they're projecting it at you because there's a lack of wanting to acknowledge how they're responsible for being in this position now. Or some of these people are taking accountability for their lack of foresight with that King of Pentacles. There is a level of taking accountability for how they fumbled this relationship. They messed up, and that anger is directed at themselves. Some of these people could actually be in this position of the King of Pentacles where they did achieve a high level of success. They did achieve whatever material goals that they had, but it's like once they got there, we see the 10 of Cups card right next to it, reversed. That is a card of emotional emptiness or emotional disturbances. It's like they got there, but their life is still feels empty or like it's missing something. You know, they thought they were going to get there and they were going to be happy and that was going to be the answer to everything. And then they got there, and because they had been neglecting their emotional and spiritual health on the way up, it's like that success is hollow. That success is empty feeling. There's a lot of sadness and misery and depression I feel like these people are struggling with. It's like now they're seeing the value of what you had to offer and they don't have access to you the way they used to. Some of you are actually this King of Pentacles. It may not be their energy. They're viewing you as that. They're viewing you as someone who has reached a high level of success that they didn't expect for you to reach. They're seeing you on top of your game, or they're seeing that you really accomplished a very honorable level of self-mastery that they didn't expect you to do. And they're seeing you guys now as a missed opportunity, or this is how they will be seeing you in the future. I feel like there's a lot of sadness because they're being confronted with this reality of what a blessing you actually were to them. I feel like these people are struggling with, you know, a lot of rage or being overwhelmed with the fact that they were wrong. Some of these people are doing their best to avoid this. We see that with the 2 of Swords. They're trying really hard to ignore the truth, but there's too much imbalance going on in their life. There's too much instability or emotional emptiness for them to completely be able to ignore this. There could be some embarrassment as well that they're being confronted with. But, you know, regardless of if they want to accept this or not, there is an acknowledgement of them suffering a huge loss. So I did pull some clarifiers so we can get more details around their feelings towards you. So the first cards I'm going to show you, I feel like align more with the energy of those who, you know, they haven't really accepted the truth. They don't want to accept the truth. They could even be projecting at you. You know how to piss me off. So a lot of these people are, like I said, struggling with a lot of anger and rage around this situation. They could be blaming you for something, or they're just really mad at you that you are no longer allowing them to have access to you, or they're mad that you're no longer engaging in a one-sided relationship with them. I don't want to change. I can't face you. I'm a coward. The next cards I'm going to show you is more of the dominant energy here. And this would align with people who are fully seeing how they messed up, how this is on them. You deserved better from me. I have so much respect for you. No one has touched my heart like you. Thinking about you makes me emotional. How do I fix it? It's killing me not talking to you. Please unblock me. You can trust me. So I feel like these people are feeling like they learned their lesson, and in their mind they feel like you can trust them now because they're realizing your value. And please help me. So a lot of these people are in positions to where they're wishing they had your insight and knowledge or guidance that you were trying to offer them prior to you disconnecting or putting stronger boundaries. They're now seeing the value in the wisdom or enlightenment that you had. Okay, group 2, I hope that this resonates with you and it was helpful and brought you some clarity and healing. If this reading did resonate with you, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Also, if you feel inspired to, leave a comment. When you guys leave a comment, it helps me pull more of your energy in so I can provide you with more accurate readings in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.